And thank you, eyes this way. Thank you, and good morning everybody, and welcome to our first whole school assembly for term 3. And it's great today that we get to acknowledge lots of students for all the wonderful work that they've been doing in a range of different areas here at Ulveston Secondary College. So today I'm going to introduce our hosts who are going to take the show over now, and that's Jada Lee and also Tate, so make them welcome please.
Welcome to our Mid-Year Achievement Assembly. We would like to extend a warm welcome to our parents and friends who are joining us online. We will begin with an acknowledgement of country.
I acknowledge and pay respects to the Tasmanian Aboriginal community as the traditional and original owners and continuing custodians on this land of which we gather today, and acknowledge elders past, present and emerging. Can you please be upstanding for the national anthem, Advance Australia Fair?
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soils and wealth for toil, our home is good by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, Advance Australia fair.
Mr. Dent will now address the Assembly.
Good morning, everybody. I didn't realise I was up so early. I was prepared to be finishing off. The first item on my agenda here was to recognise those who have been awarded today. Well, you haven't been yet, but when you do stand up, if you are standing up today to receive an award, please do so with pride. And also a recognition of the effort that you have put in the first couple of terms so far this year. I had a couple of advertisements. Legacy Cup is on tonight for those who might like to get along and see staff and students performing in the 3rd annual Legacy Cup. Next Thursday, if you, particularly for our Year 10s in the room, can get along to our Year 11 and 12 Information Night, 18th of August. And then the following Thursday, for anyone who has grade 6s in the family, please encourage them to get along to the grade 7 Information Night. A couple of acknowledgements who unfortunately are not in the room, but many, or some of you, maybe many of you, would have been able to work with Kyron daily. And I heard lots of wonderful things about Kyron as a teacher assistant within our school. For those of you who don't know, Kyron was accepted into the police force and has begun his training down in Hobart. So whilst we can't have Kyron here today, it was still really important to acknowledge the contribution he's made to supporting particularly students, but also staff and families of our school. And Kyron, being a local boy, assures us that he'll be popping back in to say hi when he gets the opportunity. Another person who unfortunately can't be here today but will be here tomorrow, but sadly will be here tomorrow in her final day, is Mrs. Narissa Snyders, one of our assistant principals. Now, if you haven't been made aware already, Mrs. Snyders has received a job with the Indie School in Devonport and will be no doubt transferring her expertise and her passion for education over to that school. So Indie's gain is our loss, and I'd really encourage you, if you have the opportunity to see Mrs. Snyders tomorrow, to stop by and wish her well. And if you feel you've had a relationship with Mrs. Snyders, provide the thanks or the acknowledgement that she deserves. Having worked with Mrs. Snyders outside of this school in the past, I certainly am really sad that we're losing her, but really appreciate her commitment, her dedication and her real passion for wanting to make schools better, and certainly she has impacted our school here. That gets me to what I was going to close off on, and was just to touch in on, 3 of our school values. Not all 5, I'm leaving creativity and achievement alone today, but belonging, grit and respect. And for those of you who heard me speak on day 1 this term, or caught up on the video that Mr. Kinch got me to make, you would remember that I talked about the importance of belonging. So to see that it's a value of our school certainly resonated with me. But I just want you to ponder today, and as you leave today, where are you at with your own belonging? How much of a sense do you feel like you belong as part of our community? And how do you think our community makes people feel like they belong? Because if we do have a great sense of belonging, if we do make people feel like they belong, then that next value I just mentioned, grit, or our ability to hang in, to show resilience, to keep going when things get tough, because let's face it, not every day is a bed of roses. We all have challenges. But if you're feeling like you're turning up to a place where you do belong, you've probably got a better chance of hanging in when times get a little bit tough. Which then leads into the third value of respect. A word that's used a lot, Ryan, isn't it? Respect. Really easy to talk about, but not always enacted. Again, if we're feeling like we belong, if we're setting ourselves up to have a go, we're much more likely to then act in a respectful way. And I just want to thank all of the people, students, staff, families that have shown me respect in my first 2.5 weeks here at Ulvieson Secondary College. The way people are willing to stop and have a chat, to greet, to talk through things has been really impressive. Yes, I've come across some situations where people aren't being that respectful, and whilst that's disappointing, I've got real hope that again, if we help each other belong, if we really want to try, then that respect will become a little bit easier. So please, I want to acknowledge that a change of principle doesn't change too much, and you've been coming to school this term, even though Mr. Lutwich is no longer here and I'm in his shoes, and things possibly haven't changed too much for you or too much for around the place, and I'm not expecting that would have been the case. What I would like to encourage is, if any of those values you're struggling with or concerned about or have an opinion of, please come and see me. I did say in that opening message that I want to be available, and I've had just today a student approach, knock on my door, ask to speak to me after a challenging situation, and he tackled it in a really respectful way. And whilst the situation that student has found themselves in isn't great, and it feels probably a bit tough and a bit challenging, I instantly respected that student for having the courage to come and do that. Because the alternative would probably be to throw in the towel, have a bit of a grumble, not show any grit, but instead, after making a mistake, I'm going to own that mistake. I'm going to talk to Mr. Dent. I'm going to see how he can help, how I can help myself. So they're the examples I'm really looking forward to in the future. The respect you're showing right now is fantastic. The ability to stop and focus on the person that's talking is a pretty important thing in society, and I really appreciate you taking the time to give me that respect right now. They're the little things that matter, like walking into a room when you're late and not making a big noise because you're late. Like walking past some rubbish that's fallen onto the ground and thinking, well, I'm not going to leave that to Mr. Brooks to pick up. It's only going to take half a second out of my day to bend over and get it into the bin. They're the things, the little things, that will add up to making this a great place, making us feel like we belong, making it easier to hang in and have that grit, and then go home at the end of the day feeling really respected. So thank you for making me feel welcome, making me feel like I belong already. And please continue to have a chat to the people you trust. Seek me out if you'd like a chat. If for any of those values you are struggling with or have an opinion about. So thanks Tate and Jada Lee for springing that on me at the start. I thought that might have been at the end. I'm only sitting up the front because I've got a lot of certificates to give out, I believe, which I'm really looking forward to. Thanks for listening.
The USC music students recently performed at the Devonport Jazz Festival, and now the USC concert band will perform the Peter Gunn theme. Please make them feel welcome. Thank you, that was fantastic. Academic achievement certificates are awarded to students who have achieved at a very high level determined from their mid-year report results. Year-level merit certificates are presented to students who have been identified by their teachers and year coordinators for demonstrating a commitment to our school values. Mr. Conkey, Mr. Kinch and Mr. Dent will present the Merit and Academic Certificates to Year 8 and Year 7 students. Yeah, please hold your applause until the end.
Alrighty, on behalf of Miss Leonard and I, it gives me great pleasure to award the following certificates. The first lot of certificates will be for academic achievement, and if we can just hold our applause to the end, please. So if these people could come to the stage, Olivia Lyons, Chance Carpenter, Ruby Koppelman, and Molly Harding. If you guys just stand that side. Just got a little photo there with that. Alrighty, thank you very much. The next lot of certificates are for merit achievements, so if these people could make their way to the stage, please. Corbin Clark, Jordan DeVries, Shantae Howe, Jet Jordan, Charles Kingsnorth, Marcus Rose, Gracie Brinkman, Rory Edmonds, Michaela Jurenka, Carissa Suitors, Dana Thompson Stem, Axel Pitchford, might just have to go up the back row as well. Charlie Smallbon, Ella Blair, Shakayla Bosworth, Reese Jeffrey, I think it's an apology, Charlotte Klebo, Paige Lehman, Jared Saddington, Taylor Attrell, Bradley Davis, Gracie Fielding, Lincoln Fisher, Abby Thomas, Lachlan Walker, Brianna White, Mia Star Streets, Beck Durant, Melissa Harris, nearly there, Jaden Jones, yeah. That's me, that's Melissa and Beck. Emma Saltmarsh, Emmy Bowden, Emmy's away, apology, and Jayla Vernon. So we will try and take a photo, peoples. Don't stress, just, I reckon just, yeah, Bob, that's a good idea, Bob down on the front.
Yeah. Okay, it gives me great pleasure to announce the recipients for Grade 8 Merit and Academic Awards. I'll start with the merits instead of the academics, and we haven't got quite as many as the Grade 7s do, so hopefully we'll be able to take a photo. Right, Miley Phoebe, hold your applause at the end too, thank you. Aidan Gandini. Edwin Glewis. Bella Grubb. Keenan Harback. Tyler Herbst. Tavu Lake. Rowan Leash. Jessica Maxfield. Hugh Maybury. Charlotte Mead. Indiana Mee. William Robinson, I think, is an apology. Sienna Saunders. And Rihanna Wicks. Okay, now we have the Grade 8 Certificates of Achievement, starting with Sienna Atkinson. Harriet Close. Maddie Fields. James Drenker. Tarly Williams. Olivia Woolley. And Lydia Sutton.
Last term, Year 7 drama students competed for the Junior Legacy Cup. Senior students and staff will battle it out tonight from 7 p.m. if anyone wants to come along and support them. Ms. Bromfield, please come to the stage to present the Year 7 Legacy Cup.
At At the end of term 2, we hosted the Grade 7 Legacy Cup, which we do in class time. It was a really nice way to wrap up the end of the term. We had one team from every single class who got up in front of the grade and presented, and we had our wonderful judges, Mr. Conkey and then Seth Crane from Year 10, who actually got to judge the competition. Pretty good competition. It was pretty close between the top 3 teams. They got the privilege of working with Dylan Hesp, a local comedian who came in and ran some workshops a couple of weeks beforehand, as did our 9 to 12 cohort. So that actually helped set us up for the Legacy Cup. The team that won, they won on characterisation, some really good storylines, and some great projection. I'll get Mr. Conkey up here to help me present this one. So the winning team for our second annual Legacy Cup Grade 7 Theatre Sports competition was the Unicorns from 7D. Can you come up and grab the cup? As Tate said, we have our Senior Legacy Cup tonight. Spectators are most certainly welcome. If you would like a seat, just come catch me throughout the day or shoot me an email and I'll make sure there's a seat there. We have 6 teams, 5 of them are students. We've got 1 staff, and for his first Legacy Cup, we've actually got Mr. Dent in the staff team. So if you want to come along, come see me and I'll make sure you've got a seat for tonight.
The science department were also busy last term. Miss Waters will present a big science competition and Tasmanian Search for a Talented Scientist competition report.
Good morning. It seems appropriate with Science Week starting this Saturday that we get to acknowledge the success of our school and our students when participating in science. Firstly, I'd like to present awards to students for their success in the Big Science competition, which is a multiple choice test that assesses students' understanding from the Australian curriculum. Today I will present certificates for students who have achieved a credit or higher. Participation certificates will be presented at the next grade assemblies. So please hold your applause until the end, and congratulations to the following students. Coben Clark in Year 7, a credit. Sebastian Bell Chambers, Year 7, credit. Chance Carpenter, Year 7, credit. Anna Holtum in Year 9, credit. Nicholas Nina, Year 9, credit. Ellen Butler in Year 10, a credit. William Henderson, Year 10, credit. Bam Durant in Year 10, credit. And Lachlan Gaffney in Year 10, also a credit. And it is with great pleasure that I would like to acknowledge Jacob Gaffney in Year 9, who achieved a high distinction. So congratulations to you all. So, Furthermore, I'd like to present the Tasmanian Department of Education Award from the Tasmanian Science Talent Search in 2021 to Mr. Dent. This is an award that our school recently received for our success and participation in the research investigation section of the Tasmanian Science Talent Search last year. It's taken a lot of growth and development by both staff and students, and a huge effort for us to be able to achieve this success. So I'm really grateful to the work of the science team over the years, including the science staff and our laboratory technicians. Thank you for your efforts. So, congratulations. Yeah, there we go. Yes. Oh yes, there we go. Yes. Okay, so Science Week is next week. Really encourage you to get amongst it. There are some events happening locally now at Hive. We have a couple of astronomy nights here next week on Tuesday and Thursday, so you can book that on the Hive social media to come to that. Also, we've kicked off our Makers Space, so if you're keen to look to do something fun on Monday lunchtimes, come and join us for that. All right, thanks so much. Have a great Science Week.
Can Mr. Williams, Mr. Moore and Mr. Dent present the Year 9 academic and merit certificates? This will be followed by Mrs. King and Mrs. Williams with the Year 10 and Mr. Deegan with the Year 11-12 certificates. Please hold your applause until the end.
Good morning, guys. It gives Mr. Williams and myself great pleasure to be presenting the merit certificates and the academic certificates for Year 9s. Mr. Williams is going to start with the merits and then I'll finish off with the academics.
Thank you very much. So we could hold our applause to the end, that'd be great. First up, Dylan Monson. Cameron Jeffrey. I don't think it's you today. Jade Clayton. Ah, right. Is she? Did you say she is? No, not here. Blake Johnson. There we go, we're off now. Nicholas Nina. Harris Pinner. Mackenzie Phillips. Lucy Van Rooyen. Anna Holtum. Corbin Campbell. Ryan Jordan. Drift Christie. Lily Stock. Portia Lambie. And last but not least, Sarah Brewer. Thank you. We could give these guys a round of applause. Thank you. Next up, I'll ask Mr. Moore to come up and present the Year 9 Academic Achievement Certificates.
Jacob Gaffney. Ephraim Maxwell. Kira Mitchell. Christian Murfitt. Bronte Backer. Violet Duggan. Ella Phipps. Bree Johnson. And Charlotte Williams.
Gives me great pleasure to present the following Year 10 Mid-Year Awards. I'd like to start with the academic achievements, and if we can hold our applause to the end. Tambai Lake. Jordan Lyons. Ellen Butler. Will Henderson. And Jared Collier. Could we give these students a round of applause?
And the following students receive a Certificate of Merit for Year 10. Caden Moore. Will Clayton. Apology. Lynette Murfitt. Edie Mayberry. Angie Wilson. Yep. Imogen Jordan. Jada Lee Crossy. Ruby Coleman. Jasmine Limbrick. Zali Arnold. Mackenzie Arnold. Jaya Desmond. Connor Emerton. Callie Enright. And Josh Maxfield. Can you give them all a
It gives me great pleasure to hand out the merit certificates for grade 11 and 12. First up we have Matthew Brooks, Francis Gaffney, Talia Gale, Adam Quinn, Chloe Richardson, Tara Woodhouse, Lily Wilson-Sharman, for the grade 12s, Chelsea Firth, Zoe Grubb, Alec Turali, and we also have some apologies today for most of these people out on work placements or their dual enrolments. So that's Jordan Gale, Piper Hoey and Demi Wormsley. Can we give them a round of applause? Thanks.
Jungle Fantasy will be performed in October this year. Today, some of the cast will perform a musical number from the show.
know that you've got a problem, just listen to me. How to solve it is my cup of tea. Don't ask how, don't ask why, just believe. When you put your trust in the Jungle Queen. When you put your trust in Jungle Queen. Let your inhibitions out. Set your body free. I need to get some heart activity. Right here in the jungle. Got a problem, just listen to me. How to solve it is my cup of tea. Don't ask how, don't ask why, just believe. Put your trust in the Jungle Queen. When you put your trust in Jungle Queen.
I was always told to watch myself, was always left upon the shelf, but now I found my fantasy. I like it down inside the deeper jungle sound. Keep telling me to turn around, but I want more of what I say. Of the jungle queen.
When you put your trust in jungle,
I'm gonna trust the jungle.
he's gonna trust the jungle. They're gonna trust the jungle.
Trust the jungle.
Trust the jungle. Come on and trust the jungle queen.
Thank you for that fabulous performance. Tickets will go on sale for Jungle Fantasy later this month.
Callie and Jade will present a house captain's report.
On Thursday, the 18th of August, the house captains will be selling drink bottles for $8, beanies, caps, and bucket hats for $15 in the gym foyer at lunch. If you would like a sports top, come and see a teacher in the HP office and they'll pop your name down on the order list. Long sleeves are $38 and short sleeves are $35.
The Girls Football Gala Day for the 7, 8s and 9, 10s are coming up this term. The grade 7, 8s will have their Gala Day tomorrow and the 9, 10s will be having theirs on the 24th of August. Please return the relevant forms ASAP.
We're at Purple Days on the 26th of August. There will be a netball game at lunchtime, staff versing the grade 10 students from winter roster this year. All staff are invited to come and play, regardless of your ability. Everyone is welcome to come watch and support the game. Spring roster is coming up this term, commencing on Wednesday 7th of September and finishing on 30th of November. Games will be played at 5 and 6 o'clock on Wednesday nights. If you're interested in playing, there are forms outside the HP office that need to be returned by Friday, August 15th.
We would like to congratulate Campbell Jones for making the under-16 boys state basketball team that represented Tasmania in the Australian Junior Championships held in Perth from the 3rd to the 10th of July. This is an amazing achievement to be selected to represent Tasmania. We would now like to invite Campbell up to the stage to receive this voucher for his efforts.
Thank you.
Sarah and Edie will present the SRC report and the Good Note Draw.
This term, the SRC will be holding multiple events that may interest you. One of these events will be the Spelling Bee. The Spelling Bee will be on from weeks 5 to 7. There will be more information on the student notes regarding dates for each grade's Spelling Bee and finals. We'll be having lunchtime activities again this term. However, we've decided to cancel our movie lunch today due to multiple events being on. On Friday the 19th, there will be a barbecue and the funds from the barbecue will go towards the legacy item. Breakfast Club is still on every Tuesday and Thursday from around 8:15 and we'll be serving cheese toasties. Thank you. We'll now ask Mr. Dent to help us do the Good Note Draw.
I get to read it. Congratulations, Jackson Williams from 7F, for his excellent and respectful attitude in the art room, from Miss V. And to Will Clayton, who has worked well in science, from Mr. Snare. Congratulations, Will.
See Miss Leonard to collect your $5 voucher for the canteen.
I've just butted my way into the agenda because Tate and Jade Lee are about to close. So can you join me in thanking our two hosts for today? And can I now genuinely congratulate all students who have been up on stage today for being recognised for the effort that you've put in, which has led to you achieving what you've been recognised for achieving. I'd really encourage you to reflect on why staff, teachers have chosen you for these awards today. Be proud of that and think about what sort of goals you've got for the next 2 terms. Thanks everybody for listening today. Cheers.
Thank you to our parents and friends for joining us today. Mr. Crawford will dismiss the assembly.